get it.
SDP, the Steve Dangle Podcast, with your hosts, Steve Dangle, Adam Wilde, and Jesse Blake.
So, I had to tell you, I am, and there was something that led me to feel this way. I am very excited in a way that I have not been for a Toronto Maple Leaf season. And it's for one small specific reason, and I would like to jump into that.
My sweet summer child.
I am very excited. I'm pumped. And it's not because I don't care about the result. Like I think if you're the Senators, and I saw the Senators' Twitter account gloating about it, you need to gloat. You need to do that. Absolutely.
Sure.
But there is something that the Toronto Maple Leafs are doing differently this year that I'm liking. And I will tell you about it in a second. But first, we must chat about this. We have a sold-out show on Friday.
Yay!
Oh, nice. So, everybody, we're going to be down at St. Catharines, the Corson Clubhouse on Welland Avenue. We're so excited to see you there. Tickets are officially sold out. And don't worry, if you missed out on this one, there will be more
boned!
this year. Yeah.
Wait, no,
You're just
sorry.
telling
what?
people you can't come.
You're
Hey, everybody, we got a thing you
We
can't
will have
attend.
more.
Yeah.
We'll
Hey,
have
losers, unless you're there, you're not there.
Opposite of the Eagles. One farewell tour, and we don't even fucking tell you about it.
No, there's no farewell. There's no farewell. There's lots and lots of events coming up this year, so we're really excited. But I did want to get into these couple of things from last episode first in the comments. The compliments section.
Okay.
From Matt. Hey, Adam. I am from Northern Wyoming, and yes, I do watch SDPN because we asked, does anybody from that area do it? And he said,
Wyoming.
there is also a huge rivalry between the Dakotas, mostly because each one thinks the other thinks that they are the official Dakota. So North Dakota and South Dakota have essentially a rivalry because they believe they are the official Dakota.
Which one came first?
That is a really, really good question.
All right.
I imagine around the same time.
All right, Chat GPT. Which Dakota came first?
He's feeding the machine.
I'm using Google.
Okay.
North Dakota and South Dakota became states simultaneously on November 2nd, 1889. President Harrison had the papers shuffled to obscure which one was signed first, and the order went unrecorded.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
It goes back to the president.
He took it to the grave.
Yeah.
Also, this is also from Matt about local blackouts. You know, I live in Wyoming, obviously. I am considered to be the home market of both Colorado and Vegas. I live 8 hours away from Denver, 13 from Vegas.
Wow.
I couldn't get either one on ESPN Plus because of local blackouts. So this year, I got cable for the Avalanche games, and now the Vegas app has their games.
Wait, he couldn't get either?
He couldn't get either. Yeah, because blackouts make sense.
I thought it was going to be he got both.
Yes. Yes, Jesse. You would think that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that is the logical thing to do.
That's what it is. Oh, God.
You know what's been funny is reading the comments from people saying how much better the experience is just illegally pirating something. And I have to tell you something, like when you illegally pirate something, usually it's like you got to go to it's like going to a seedy bar. You're going to a seedy website. I'm like, are they tracking my shit? Probably.
A speakeasy.
Yeah.
And then you find out later it's actually a speak hard. And all the people in there are hard.
And the alcohol's hard.
Yeah.
And I think the thing is that there's going to have to be some changes. We're actually Alan Walsh reached out this morning. He's like, hey, I want to do an episode on the changing landscape of broadcasting for fans. Ooh. So our next episode is going to be about that. I'm pretty sure we're recording it tomorrow. So we're going to have a guest expert on there who may have spent 40 years in hockey broadcasting. So I think you'll find this very, very interesting. Not Gary.
Gary Bettman.
Not Gary. And from Five Finger Shuffle Gaming. It's a big name.
Wow.
Fun fact, as a fitness professional, for players who train harder than normal during the offseason, it is totally possible to appear to have grown an inch. So remember we were talking about that tweet from somebody who was like, hey, like, how did these guys all get taller in their late 20s?
Posture, I guess?
Yeah.
This is because the posterior chain work can really have a massive effect on allowing players, especially hockey players, who are more likely to have worse posture than a lot of athletes, to naturally stand up straighter. Yeah, because hockey players are down like this all the time. I just thought that was fascinating.
That actually does make a ton of sense.
Yeah.
We are, we're just bags of water.
Well, what, human beings?
Yeah. There's hard stuff in the middle, but we're just bags of water.
We can be remade with good training.
Oh, with good training,
Yeah.
yes. I was about to say, no.
Malleable.
We're
We're
actually
clay.
kind of famously not able to be remade.
All right, so
Or like super, what's the word? Mortal.
Kraft Hockeyville game tonight with Toronto and Buffalo. I was kind of surprised that it's a preseason game, but what I really want to talk about is Toronto versus Ottawa night.
What did you mean by that?
Yeah,
Well-
you thought they were going to have a regular season game at Joe Thornton Community?
No, but usually Kraft they haven't they done that before? Back in the day when it was a CBC thing, I'm pretty sure. I guess if you win Kraft Hockeyville, they come and play a preseason game at your barn.
Yeah, it's preseason.
Yeah,
That's
the
what it is.
ones
Okay,
in
I got
the
that
low-
mixed up.
Maybe you're thinking about hometown hockey.
That's probably what I was. Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
where they
sorry.
just go to the place, but the game's still not at the location.
Right, and that show doesn't exist anymore anyway.
Do they?
Yeah.
Watch someone fumble with their phone behind Ron McLean. I gotta take a photo for Nancy. I gotta show Nancy.
That is very true.
I'm always shocked that people who sit behind home plate for an entire game aren't just waving the entire time.
Oh,
I've always thought about that. Why are people just sitting there? Hey, Susie, I'm on TV for
they're rich.
9 innings.
They're rich. They don't do that shit.
A John Boy breakdown. It was a game between Zach Greinke plays for the Mariners, right? Mm-hmm. It was the Mariners, and I can't remember who they were playing. There was a guy in a bright yellow banana costume right behind home plate. And I can't believe they didn't ask him to change or anything. But he was just behind home plate the entire game.
In a banana costume.
In a banana costume.
That's awesome.
And John Boy had some fun with it because a ball got hit above him and he had to like take off his banana hood. So he's like, he had to unpeel himself for a minute. And God, I love John Boy.
Did you see the Rowdy Tellez interview with John Boy?
No.
For the Rowdy
I
Tellez
think I
former
might have
day?
saw a clip.
Basically, I guess, and I think this was supposed to be in good fun, but Rowdy Tellez was on a baseball podcast, and they're like, hey, what was it like when Josh Donaldson got called up, former teammates or whatever? And Rowdy said, hey, man, like when you come into the locker room, and you're new, you address the team and you tell them, you introduce yourself. And I guess Josh Donaldson looked at him and said, they know who I am.
I like that.
Zach Greinke, by the way, is on the Kansas City Royals. Never played for the Mariners. Maybe you're thinking
Maybe they were
else.
playing against the Mariners.
Maybe, yeah.
Or maybe I'm just stupid. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know.
Toronto and Ottawa versus each other night 2. Here's what I want to say. This is the thing that I am excited about. Obviously, we love Easton the Beaston. We'll talk about him. Got to talk a little bit about Joseph Wall. But the thing that I really want to chat about is John Klingberg and shots from the point.
Okay.
I know that this seems like a nothing thing. But for me, I am very excited to see shots from the point this year.
Dude, it's an enormous thing.
It's
It's a complete strategic change.
John Klingberg, by the way, had 8 shots. I know it's preseason.
On goal?
8 shots on goal.
Wow.
8 registered shots. Not 8 chances, 8 shots.
Why not? It's preseason practice.
Exactly. But what I liked about him, and I know there was some tire fire defensive work or whatever, it's John
Fucking
Klingberg.
terrible.
But the problem I think that the Leafs have had, and if you literally, their power play's been spectacular for years, but one of the options I think that you could easily take away or you knew was never going to happen was you knew that the Leafs were never going to shoot from the point. It was going to be Auston, and then eventually Mitch developed a shot, and then it could be him. And what you could do then, if you have forwards that are quick, is you can crowd the blue line and push the puck out, right? Because if you're not going to get a shot from there, there's nothing to really defend, and you can kind of spread your D out a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. Now they have an extra option, and then in there with him doing that is Tyler Bertuzzi, who is going to do. John Tavares did a pretty good job of this, but the guy that I remember loving watching on the power play was James Van Riemsdyk.
Oh, yeah.
Stand there, tip. And I feel like
Underrated toughness. He would take a lot of abuse.
Yeah.
He wouldn't dole it out, but he would take a lot of abuse.
I think that with the combination of those two, you could have an opportunity for something pretty lethal. And I know a lot of people are talking about, who is going to captain Power Play 1? To me, I think it'll probably switch. I think it's probably going to be John Klingberg more often than not. But think about who did it last year. Mm-hmm. It was Morgan Riley, who was spectacular in the playoffs, had a ho-hum regular season, but he was very injured, so it's not really fair.
Meh.
And to be honest, he's been doing that for 5 or 6 years. And at least, since Jake Gardner left. And I wondered, I was kind of looking at his minutes, and he's up in the 20s. If Toronto, by some fortune, got 6 to 8 minutes on the power play, which is 3 or 4 penalties, not outrageous.
It's pretty normal.
They always ran the PP1 for the majority of that. It's about 1.5 minutes, right? And then you'd see power play 2 to clean it up a little bit.
$1.10, $1.20,
Right?
At least, yeah.
That's an extra 6.5, 7 minutes sometimes that Morgan Rielly is playing. And I wonder if dividing up that time gives him a little bit of a break, gives John Klingberg a bit of an opportunity, and it allows them both to be better at what they're best at.
You know what we always completely lose sight of in the preseason? And Leaf fans are especially bad at this because basically from the moment the playoffs end, we spend the rest of our lives dreading the next one.
Yeah.
The season is 82 games. It's 82 games. Do you know how many games 82 is? 82! It is so many. Remember, I think it was last year, you were like, Wayne Simmons is never going to get in the lineup. Yes, he is. It's 82 games.
Of course he will.
It's so many damn games. So try John Klingberg there. Yeah, get Rielly a bit of a rest. But what if it doesn't work? Fucking put Rielly back. It's 82 games. What if that doesn't work? Guess what? You can put them both out there. You can put neither of them out there. It's 82 games. There's so much time. The season before December, unless you're 10 games below 500, barely even counts.
Well, yeah, and proof of that is St. Louis when they won the Cup, going from last place to Stanley Cup.
Yes! Like
from January.
There is the American Thanksgiving thing where if you're way out of it by then, it's
Yes.
very unlikely
Yeah.
that you'll make the playoffs. Like
Yes.
St. Louis is the exception to the rule.
They are. Yes. It is not a good strategy to be like, all right, we're going to rope-a-dope 31 teams.
Yeah. Let's be in last.
Yeah, let's be in last.
Yeah.
No, but like as long as you're like, I don't think that's going to make or break the team. I don't think either player can make the power play so bad that they're never going to win. They're going to be in the fight. They're going to try shit. This team was so painfully process-oriented that it almost seemed like they were reluctant to try things. Nope, we have done the research. This is what works. That's what we're doing. Now they're going to try shit.
I'm excited for that.
All right.
I'm excited for that.
It looks like he's going to be on PP1 to start the season, according to Luke Fox, and the picture he tweeted out where Matthews, Marner, Nylander, Tavares, and Klingberg are all out there practicing PP1 together. But the only counter argument to this, the idea of going with Klingberg instead of Rielly, is why are you trying to fix something that wasn't broken? Do you guys know?
I
know where?
I 100% get it.
Do you guys know where the Toronto Maple Leafs finished last year in power play percentage?
Second,
They were second overall,
Yeah.
behind the Edmonton Oilers, who were a cheat code. You know,
Yeah,
so
don't even
the
count.
Leafs were great on the power play, and the first thing they're going to do this season is change it up.
Yeah.
That's the only counter, which to
I
your
think that's
point,
a relevant
Steve,
counter.
It's like, hey, it's 82 games. You can always go back to it if it's not working.
Yep.
But it's worth a shot. I just don't know why you would start with it if it worked last year.
I guess
are there
what-
not other parts of the lineup you would tinker with?
I guess what I would say there is Spencer Carberry was the guy who ran it, and he's gone. Right? So you got to be, if you've committed to having Guy Boucher as the guy who's going to run your power play, all right, Guy, what do you want? What do you want to do? Klingberg might have been signed before Guy even got there.
Right.
So I can't get worked up about a power play that's going to be good by default.
Well, I'm just excited about a different weapon on it and a different way of doing it because, like it or not, they had their 2 or 3 ways that they were going to do it, and I still think they have those. If they were going to score, there was going to be 2 or 3 ways, right? I think now they have maybe a couple more options on how to do it, which makes them more dangerous. And the whole thing is, listen, you were second place. The way these guys are going to look at it is, okay, well, how do we get to be first?
Sure, why not?
Why not?
Why not?
And so I don't know.
Have Connor McDavid.
Have Connor McDavid helps, but since that option's off the table.
Yeah.
I mean,
the Leafs were
at least for a couple more years.
The Leafs were realistic first, and the Oilers were actual first.
Yeah.
It's like not being allowed to draft Gretzky in fantasy.
It's like every F1 car this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. The real first place is second place.
Yeah, exactly.
Max
We'll
Verstappen.
take the
I understood that.
you do.
Like 2% of the audience got that.
But you know what? We love those.
Yeah, but me and Adam first.
2%.
I don't
I've
know,
seen the numbers for nailing.
I know it
the
sounds
Excuse me.
I know it sounds stupid, but I think the reason I'm a fan and the reason I love this team so much is because of the little things. It's because it's fun to go, I wonder what that would do. And it's kind of neat to kind of see how that'll go. Plus, if Morgan Rielly was as injured as he was last year, probably even the summer was not enough time to necessarily heal it all completely. And even if he's 100% healthy, well, injuries do happen. So it's kind of nice to
Why do they happen?
Because you get
There's 82 games.
Yeah, and your body gets strained and all those things. I don't know.
Yes.
I'm liking it. I'm excited. Now,
So much.
I think the thing that everybody was the most excited about, and I think what happens in Toronto is we get excited about something because it's exciting, and then people go, "You're stupid. How come you're excited about the thing that's cool?"
What did you say? Yum? Yuck.
Yeah, exactly.
I am yucking your yum.
Often it's the people that are in Toronto doing it to the other people in Toronto.
Oh, I wish other fan bases would stop chirping the Leafs. Like,
No.
We do it enough.
We do it enough. Easton Cowan,
The Cowboy.
Easton Cowan, the Beaston, was great. And it was fun. And Sheldon Keefe was effusive in his praise after the game, talking about how he wanted to just keep throwing him out there. He scored a power play goal. He had the breakaway in the first period.
Penalty shot.
Penalty shot. Oh, yeah, that's right. Really, really exciting. And the response to this is just a wet fart, which is, yeah, but he's not going to make the team. Listen,
Nobody's saying that.
Nobody's saying that.
That's oh my god, that was so annoying. Nobody thinks he's gonna be on the wing of Austin. Like nobody.
Maybe
thinks,
eventually.
Maybe one day. Maybe centering a line. I don't know. But like nobody's. We're just saying he had a good preseason.
He has like a less than. If he's the best player at camp, I would say he still has a less than 5% chance of even playing the 9 games before getting sent back.
Yeah.
And usually the Leafs have wanted to, and I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's okay.
Usually the Leafs have wanted to not interrupt their CHL players' training camps with their CHL teams. In his case, it's the London Knights.
I'm surprised he's not back already.
Well, so this is the thing. He would have been. But because the game was so good, they're going to give him another game to play. And it's not because...
And the Yarncroke injury.
Oh, that too.
He's the extra body, having Easton around, he's been good. So that's helping.
And listen,
Extra body
if
might
somebody...
be Robertson.
If somebody performs... give them another shot because you should reward success.
Have
Doesn't
him
mean,
around.
listen, for everybody that's like, he's not going to make the team. We get it. We know. But wasn't it cool to see a first round pick who had to take the longest walk in first round history down the stairs because he was not expecting to go in the first round?
When the Leafs
have a good
picked
game?
him, and we were doing the stream, we were like, I don't know.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
I don't know.
Sure know who he is now, but at the end of the day, I think my point is it's exciting. It's a fun training camp story. It's fucking training camp.
It's also a good thing to have in training camp. When the Leafs brought Nick Robertson into the bubble with them, which ultimately didn't work, but that wasn't his fault. He was exactly what Easton Cowan is now, but in a different environment. Easton Cowan is the pace car.
Okay. All right. Tell me how.
The childlike excitement that this kid is playing with. You know, you got guys who have been in the league for years, maybe even over a decade. Maybe they're playing in their last season, Mark Giordano. And this is a kid who can't act like he's been there before because he's never been there before. And he's losing it. And he is putting his full body into absolutely everything, mind, body, and soul. And sometimes it's just refreshing to be around that. To be around someone who wants it so friggin' bad.
Just remember why you love it.
To remember why you love it. Someone who hasn't even had the opportunity to take it for granted. How does that not infect the entire team in a good way? Mark Giordano throwing his, is he 40 yet? 39-year-old body. He was the oldest active skater in the NHL last year, and he's still playing, and he's throwing his skull and brain in front of pucks in the first preseason game. His first preseason game. Mark, you're a madman. But also, in his own little way, he's the pace car. The craziest efforts we've seen in this preseason are from the youngest and the oldest player on this team.
And that's exciting.
It's gotta, I don't know, catch them on one end, catch them on the other, and hopefully it infects the entire rest of the team.
Gio turns 40 on October 3rd.
Wow.
So about a weekend.
So
We should have a
it's gonna be 40.
You got to wear your Joey Ferg Giordano t-shirt on October 3rd.
I do. I actually
You have it, don't you?
I got a jersey that I would like to wear in St. Catharines on Friday, but I don't know if I'm going to get it in time.
Oh.
I think I'm going to get it in time, and I'm very excited because I don't think anyone's going to expect it.
I think you're supposed to wear your Dangle Navy jersey.
I will, over top of this jersey, and I will reveal it.
Michelin Man.
I'll be so toasty.
We're getting a redo of that picture in Ottawa. No, that was the outdoor game picture.
No, that was Toronto.
The Ottawa one's the lanyard one.
If you take a picture of me, I'm going to kick your ass because Jesse and Adam will just rip on me forever.
Mike Stevens tweeted this out, and this is just to wrap up the Easton Cowan things. He said, Easton Cowan will not be keeping the puck from his first goal tonight. Quote, it doesn't matter. We lost.
Okay.
How much? Okay, just be a fan for a minute. Forget breaking it in. How much do you want to run through a wall for this guy?
No, but why would he keep the puck?
I know it's
practice.
I know, but still.
Who asked? Did Mike ask him that question?
No, it's the quote. I like the quote.
Did Mike ask him that question?
I don't know if Mike asked the question.
Mike
quoted the question.
No, you know how guys say things because they can?
Yeah.
That's
you know
what
that feels like.
Like Tim Stützle, like, I took less, even though he had nothing to do with actually taking less. You know what I mean? Oh, I took less a year ago.
Player's not yet worth $10 million.
Yeah,
take
$10 million.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, lip service.
Is going to be worth $10 million.
Yeah. No, Steve refused to take that Bugatti this morning.
Yeah,
somebody offered it, and he said no.
Steve, you're a good man.
Sorry, Florence Pugh, I'm married. I don't think it was ever an option, but like, how noble of you, Stephen.
Right.
I'm not keeping the puck because we lost. I don't think there was ever a scenario where he was keeping the puck.
But how great is
I don't think anybody in the history of time has kept a preseason puck.
No, okay. If you're like a camp invite.
No, even then.
Maybe.
You got other shit to take.
I'm talking you got no shot. Like, you got no shot. This guy's a first-round pick. And he should at least have the attitude, fucking right, I'm going to score a regular season goal in the NHL.
Imagine thinking that. Imagine this guy thought that.
Dude, hey. Blandisi, grab me that puck. I don't even know if Blandisi's on an NHL deal.
Give me that preseason puck because this could be it. I was drafting the first round, but this is it.
Come on.
If you're somebody that keeps everything like Steve, though.
Oh, I would keep
Steve would have kept
I would have fucking kept it.
We've seen Steve play hockey.
But Adam needed something from me yesterday, and he's like, hey, I know you keep everything. Do you have that? And I did.
Yeah.
There you go.
He had it to me in half an hour. It was amazing.
Nice.
No, but I think it's not whether or not he would keep it. It's how he managed that quote. Because so much of that is how you play things in Toronto. Doesn't matter, we lost. Who the fuck isn't going to love that?
Fucking right.
If you're a fan reading that, you're going to love that.
Gotta love the Cowboy.
And he probably never would have kept it because it's preseason. He knows he's going to score an NHL goal eventually. But all the same, I still love it. I don't care. I'm gonna be rah fan about that. Nick Robertson also had a really, really good game. It was his first game since last December in Los Angeles where he had a shoulder injury. And I wondered what you guys kind of thought of his specifically his skating, because people have always kind of given him shit for his perceived lack of foot speed.
That's so funny. I was texting someone about that.
But he's quick. So here's the thing about hockey, right? Top speed is important. What's more important is how quickly you can get to top speed, because it's a stop-start sport.
He's agile.
So he may not get to the fastest speed in the league, but he gets to his speed faster than a lot of players on the ice, or at least it looked that way.
I usually don't have a ton of faith in players getting that much better at skating, but there's so much speed there and also room to improve. Like you don't get that very often at the pro level. He went to the Nikolai Kulemin School of kayaking on skates, where he just has a death hold on his stick, and he shimmies like that in this really weird wide stance. It's an inefficient stride. So he's quick, but it's still inefficient. There's room to grow there.
Here's the question, though:
effort is great.
Is it effective?
You know what? Whenever he's in the lineup for the Leafs, whether he puts up points or doesn't, he always gets chances. He puts himself in a scoring position. He knows how to get there. He can play on your second power play unit. We need to start learning our lessons here, because last year and the year before, I warned that, listen, there are prospects coming up throughout the league who may not pan out the way you thought because their development was just fucked. Robertson had I shot the prospect pyramid yesterday. It's going to come out today or tomorrow. The big PP, Jesse.
I'm surprised people remember that. I got a lot of tweets.
Me too. I was like, sorry, pardon?
It was fun.
Because you forget, right?
Yeah. He scored something, I think it was 55 goals in 46 games in the OHL, and he had a year left of junior eligibility. This guy was a fucking monster. And then he's playing pro when he shouldn't be playing pro, and he got hurt, and he got hurt again. And, like, it screwed up some players' development. Like, Quentin Byfield, I think, is probably further back than people thought he would be, in part because he's kind of blocked up the middle by the Kings, but also he got screwed up by all that too. So one of the players who really had their development screwed by COVID and the shutdown and everything was Joseph Woll. He played his university hockey, and all right, I'm going to make the jump to pro, and everything shuts down, and he was probably going to be the starting goaltender for the ECHL team. The ECHL team didn't play any games because the Newfoundland Growlers just didn't play. And go look at his first few years in pro. They were terrible. And then last year he figured it out. So now we're kind of coming out on the other side, where players who had their development screwed up are potentially making a comeback.
Because the talent was always there.
Yes, you might see this crop of late bloomers. So, like, I don't think Nick Robertson forgot how to score goals overnight. Yeah, the injuries can add up and, you know, potentially stack up against him. And he
Didn't look like his shot
figures
took a hit after that shoulder.
it looked pretty good, right? So I think he could really come out on the other end of this. There's no reason that he can't have a ceiling where he's scoring at least 20 goals a season in the NHL based on his ability.
I also, I think so much of this hinges on how William Nylander does at center, right? Which is the story of camp.
Yeah.
It is. It's everything. How the Leafs construct themselves up front is completely contingent on how they feel William Nylander will do at center. And, a Nick Robertson in a role, I almost wonder, like, a guy like him on riding alongside William Nylander and like a Max Domi.
Well, Domi's a great setup, man.
And you also get, and I remember this from when Kadri and Lupul played together on the third line way back in the day.
Oh, man.
You get favorable.
Fratton.
You get, with Frat Sanity.
Yeah.
You get favorable matchups. Mm-hmm. And
Potentially,
so maybe that's again, we don't know how the Leafs feel about Williams' performance so far. But I do think, I was iffy on Robertson making the team out of camp. I still feel like it might make sense for him to go to the Marlies for 20 games and just light it up.
He barely played last year.
Yeah.
But he definitely looked a lot better than I thought he would. And that's not because I don't think he's talented.
He's crazy driven. So I think giving up on him would be a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
I think him asking for a trade would be a mistake. He didn't play hockey last year. That's very bad for hockey players.
Yeah, about that.
You got to play hockey, man. He's going to play games for the Leafs this year. He's going to score. I just don't know if it's going to be out of camp.
So the other thing I want to mention, Guy, you brought him up. I wanted to know what you guys thought of Joseph Woll's first preseason game. What can you deduce from a preseason game? Do you care that much?
No.
Did seem like a few iffy goals, but do you care?
The Leafs were
Jesse does not care.
No.
Yeah,
It's glorified practice, you guys.
Okay.
Like there's so little you take away. You look at the younger guys and you're like, okay, can the younger guys hang? Like Easton Cowan's such a great thing to see, but in terms of an NHL goaltender like Joseph Woll taking anything from that, I think there's very little.
The Leafs didn't take anything from it. They basically divided their rosters into NHL and AHL groups. Jones is with the Marlies, and Woll is with the Leafs. Now, I assume he's probably going to play, 2-3 more games this preseason if it continues. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if you struggle
might
in
be
the
a problem.
preseason, it's not real games. You have to hop into a real game environment to get that taste of the real game. And it's weird because the Leafs have so many preseason games coming up.
Yeah,
They
they
always
have
have
7
too many.
more.
Five or six, I think.
Oh, okay.
left.
Is that what they have
And
left?
that's down from previous years.
Yeah. Oh, I
they've
guess
had
if you
years where
include-
they played 9.
I guess if you include tonight, it might be.
No, I think it's 7.
It's 7.
Yeah, I think they have
include
9
tonight.
total. It's crazy.
It's too much.
way too much.
It's way too much.
Okay, can I?
But it's an opportunity to sell tickets for $250 to a not game.
The way they display the schedule, the new schedule that they updated on the Leaf site and all the other NHL
Oh, the
team
NHL.
sites,
We got okay.
Who came up with that? I don't want to know what their schedule is week by week. You brainwave. Who came up with that? The way it's displayed stinks.
We got an email.
They've 6 left.
They have 6 left.
Yeah.
We got an email from a disgruntled fan actually through our sales team.
That's how you know they're pissed. They send
like,
an email to sales.
He starts the email with, "This has nothing to do with sales, but I want you guys to talk about."
We have a general communications email.
Yeah, we do, but no, they had to go to sales.
Please don't go to our sales people.
And so anyway, our VP of sales, Christina Weber, sent it over, and she said, "Just so you guys know," and I think what it is that the NHL took a bad app. And everybody's like, you need to change this app, and they changed it and made it worse. And so I think there are the people that do use the apps, the NHL apps, and I don't think there are many left. They're frustrated right now.
They got Sens, Sabres, Habs.
I have it up.
Habs. No, F you.
I counted it.
Dude, they have so many damn games.
Yeah, that's the October games. There you go.
Jesse, see how you had the whole month up? Mm-hmm. No. Can you isolate it by week arbitrarily, please? Who the hell came up with that idea?
Yeah.
There's 82 games.
It's too many preseason games. It's ridiculous.
No, it's way too many. It's way too many.
They've said for years camp's too long.
Yeah, it's way too long.
Yep.
Probably a week.
The NFL did the right thing. They cut down a preseason game, you know.
Did they?
Yeah, they have 3 now instead of 4.
Well, I know that the owners are for sure wouldn't want that, especially in the bigger markets like Toronto and Boston and whatever. People are paying. We said it last episode. Somebody's selling tickets for $250.
Yeah.
Unironically.
Yeah.
I would love to know I would love to know the average Leafs preseason game, including the game in a literal community center. Mm-hmm. I would love to know how many NHL teams average revenue per game that the Leafs beat in the preseason.
That's interesting. I don't know.
It's at least a quarter of the league.
Yeah, how many people were down there for that Ottawa game? It looked like half.
There was a lot.
Looked like a lot.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. What's the point of this? So their games coming up are the Montreal back-to-back on Friday, Saturday.
They make them play a back-to-back in preseason.
So they play Montreal back. They play tonight, Buffalo, and then Montreal back-to-back Friday, Saturday,
We're
right?
just divvying up the roster.
And then they play Montreal again on Monday. And then Detroit 2 times Thursday, Saturday. They're just playing the same teams over and over again?
They don't want to travel too much. They don't spend too much on travel.
Yeah, which I suppose makes sense. But then you
keep playing the same rosters?
Jesse, you're asking for logic from a league there where logic does not exist.
So you get to practice against the Montreal guys, and then you get to practice against the Montreal guys again.
I kind of like
and then Tuesday you get to practice against the Montreal guys.
The beginning of the season is either you're like, oh yeah, they're going for something with the schedule, or it's just complete chaos. Look at the first one.
Yeah, read that out.
Montreal, scroll a little bit. Montreal, Minnesota. So second game of the season is out of conference. So is the third game of the season with Connor Bedard and the Blackhawks. The Florida games, that sort of makes sense. Capitals are in the same conference. Dallas, Nashville, LA. They play more Western Conference teams in the first month of the season than they do East. What?
It's so weird that they have all these home games, and then you get Nashville, and then there's the random LA trip. Oh no, that's a home game.
At 8?
Oh, so they go to Washington, Dallas, and Nashville. Those are the road games. It's a weird little.
Oh yeah,
it's a weird little swing.
No, that makes sense. Those are all close to each other. Those are the same.
The middle of September, this is their road trip: Florida, Tampa, Washington, Dallas, Nashville. Road trip, 5 games.
So you go down to Florida,
please win the first
up to
5
Washington,
games. Holy
and then down to Dallas, and you stay in the area for Tennessee. Weird. And then LA.
No back-to-backs though.
And then LA, you come back home. Yeah.
Wow. Is that in LA or is LA in Toronto?
That's a home
LA's
game.
in Toronto.
Okay. All right. That's weird.
I feel like we went through this in the summer. I need to
Yeah,
know
we did.
the Western Canada road trip and the California road trip, because those are the bane of my existence as someone who shoots videos at night.
Those are home.
Looks like Western Canada is November. Or no?
No, those are home games.
No,
they need to make
go to
the
Sweden
home
in
in a
November.
way.
Why don't
more
they make
clear.
them different colors?
So they see that little, see that outline.
they used to.
See that outline?
Yeah.
That's for home and away.
Could they just say home or away?
Yeah, but they should just color it all blue instead of just the little outline around the box.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. So
What's
this
that,
is
December?
This is what I got for
There's
you. Yeah.
4 home games in
January.
Or January. 4.
They got the LA. So they do the Western Conference Canada trip and the LA California trip. Sorry.
Oh, we talked about
in the same month. Yeah.
Yeah.
January.
All right.
So you start the year in Cali and then come back home.
I like a home and home with
go out
Winnipeg
west.
on Wednesday and Saturday.
All right, cool. I'll see my family in February then.
Why don't they
that's all
swap
right.
those games?
That's going to be a terrible month.
Why would you not do the Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, Seattle, Winnipeg road trip? Why would you come back home and then go back out to Winnipeg?
When I heard, like, nothing against the actual market of
Wi-Fi
Seattle.
maintenance.
Yeah. Nothing about the actual market of Seattle. But when I heard we were getting another West Coast team, I was like, oh, great, good.
Oh, just because.
This doesn't fucking stink at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, I get that.
Selfish.
I am selfish. I don't care.
Okay, more from the game. Matthews and Marner on the penalty kill. What do we think?
I don't understand why we're so afraid of this.
I'm excited by it. This is another thing I'm pumped about.
Who has been to the Stanley Cup final a bunch of times over the last decade?
Boston Bruins.
Who broke the regular season record?
Boston Bruins.
Boston Bruins.
Who
And
are you talking about?
what we're talking about the fucking Boston Bruins, and we're talking about Brad Marchand has been killing penalties for years. Patrice Bergeron has been killing penalties for years.
Hold on, but aren't they tired on the power play then?
Oh, yeah. And they don't fucking torch teams and rip them limb from limb at all. Ever. No. Those guys aren't going to the Hall of Fame for the shit that they've done on the penalty kill, power play, and at 5-on-5. What are we doing? Matthews was the number one shot blocking forward, I believe, in the league last year. Definitely on the team.
Mm-hmm.
He's incredible with takeaways. Oh, but what if he blocks a shot? That's already an issue.
He already does it.
He already does it. Like, we can't bubble wrap these guys.
They got to play.
What if this? What if that? What if they have a bad piece of cake right before Game 7 and shit themselves? Like, guys, you can't live life like that. You're trying to win games. Play your best players in as many situations as possible.
So here's the quote from Auston Matthews, and I thought this was insightful because Austin's usually pretty quiet in a quote, but this one really speaks to, I think, where their heads are at. He said, when you go out there against guys like Bergeron and Marchand on the penalty kill, it definitely makes you think a little bit more. And he's talking about being the attacking team.
Yeah, because they might screw you.
Just because not only are they very good offensively, but defensively, they can knock pucks out of the air and stuff like that to force you to make plays in tough positions in transitions the other way. Obviously, we're not trying to score when we're killing a penalty, but there's definitely a lot of opportunity there and something that
Marner
I definitely
is.
want to embrace. Yes.
Marner is always trying to score on the penalty kill.
He said another challenge for myself, but something I'm open to, and I hope it works out. That's the thing about Marchand and Bergeron on penalty kills too. Is anybody that went up against them in the playoffs and you saw your team face those guys, they were still a threat to score even on the penalty kill.
Kopitar, Deneau, go around the league. Most of the team's
Taze
best
did it
players-
when he was at his best. I think,
Yes,
didn't he?
Yeah, the Blackhawks weren't like, oh no,
Not our boy Jonathan. We might not win 3 cups. Like, come on.
Kessler
Yeah.
and like just basically every perennial Selke nominee. What are we doing?
I'm excited. I think it's cool. I'm
And what, we
actually-
didn't care about Marner
But
this whole time?
we talked for years about, and I think other markets have laughed at this, and I get it because Auston Matthews' brand is scoring goals. He's a 60-goal scorer.
Yeah.
But he is very strong defensively. And if you don't watch a lot of Leaf hockey, I completely understand why you're laughing at me right now. But he is very strong defensively. He's specifically very good between the two blue lines. He's very, very good at neutral zone takeaways and clogging it up and getting in the
Nylander
way.
is too.
Yes, he's very good.
Yeah. He gets to his own end and it's, well.
Yeah, but they do that quite well. I think this is sort of the thing that I had sort of wished they were going to try. Like, if you're going to establish this guy as a guy who could be a quote-unquote Selke favorite, and that's what, way back in the day, Babcock said, he's modeling his game after Jonathan Taze a little bit here, right? And that's what management wanted. They wanted a guy who could score goals, and they wanted a guy who could kill penalties. And it seems as though at least it's being tried now, which is cool, because they haven't really tried it before.
No, and one thing the Leafs organization did really well under Dubas is they developed penalty killers. Like, if you're playing on the Marlies, you are going to learn how to kill penalties, and then we'll call you up. They did it with
Like a Kasperi Kapanen or Andreas Janssen.
Connor Brown, Andreas Janssen, Zach Hyman. Like, you go down the list. All the guys who made it straight to the show didn't. And like Nylander was tried at penalty kill sparingly if there was an injury. But like Marner, they waited years to put him on the penalty kill, and now he was a Selke nominee.
He's fantastic.
Matthews, they never tried. Why didn't they ever try Kadri? Why?
I actually don't know that. I don't know the reason for that because he was quite good at coverage and defense, and
They like wouldn't have a center on the penalty kill and just have Kadri sitting there. Like,
well, that's also Babs being Babs.
yeah, but like, what I'm talking about is it is September, turning into October, but there's still a lot more preseason games left. This is when you fuck around with this silly shit. This is when you.
But there's a lot.
Figure it out.
Would you guys not agree? There's a lot more fucking around at Leafs camp this year, trying stuff than there has been in years past.
Yeah, because I don't think they're handcuffed. It's either I'm overthinking it and they're not handcuffed by process, or
They're overthinking it, and they are handcuffed by process.
could be that, or like there's just new people.
Yeah, like you look at the Leafs lineup and you're like, okay, what ranking would Auston Matthews be on most skilled penalty killers? Like he's pretty high up there. I think they've lost a couple bodies in the last couple of years, and if you're ranking them just on, hey, who would be good on a penalty kill, Auston Matthews is pretty high up there. So why not just try him?
It doesn't
Couldn't agree
make
more.
Well, and like if you're Brad Treliving, like I'm sure you're watching, you're flicking through the channels or websites, or even you're scouting the Leafs before the Flames play them, and you're like, why don't they ever try Matthews on the penalty kill? That didn't make any sense.
You want to do block shot trivia?
Sure.
Yeah.
Auston Matthews led the league in block shots last season. And amongst forwards, he had 92.
Wow.
Can you give me? You guys see those little bars on the screen? Those represents the players and the teams. The players.
So Marner's
and
got to
their
be number
team's
2
colors.
then. Same
So,
color.
Nope, those are not the same color. Marner is not number 2. Adam, incorrect already.
Colorblind then.
All right,
That looks
let's
like
go
the
through
same
the
color
top
blue.
5. Can you give me top 5 most block shots by a forward? Auston Matthews 1. Who's number 2?
So that
Gotta be
second one
Tampa.
is not the Leafs.
It's not the
That
Leafs.
looks like the same shade of blue to me.
It's a different blue.
So what the hell team is 83 there?
That's a different shade of
That's
blue.
a different shade
So
of
maybe
blue.
that's a
No, I
Sabre.
know.
83 Sabres blue. 89 feels like Tampa blue.
Okay.
Which is
You have
basically
to
Leafs.
you have to file me a list, and then I'm gonna reveal the answers.
Okay, so-
File me a 2 through 5 list.
So I say 5 at 80, tied at 83 is Marner, because that looks like the same shade of blue as the first shade of blue.
No,
No, you don't think?
it's not. I think Matthews might be the only Leaf on this list.
yeah, Adam, look
that's
look at your colors a little better.
I'm
Is
colorblind. so
89
it's hard.
is 89 Anthony Cirelli?
I'm not. You got it. File me a list,
Oh,
and
you
we'll see how close you guys get. That's the game.
Okay,
Sorry,
fine.
Sorry, it's difficult,
Matthews,
Steve.
I don't know. Well, no, Cirelli didn't play. Belmar,
Sure.
sure, on the Lightning.
Gray.
What the hell is gray?
Vegas, maybe? No, they'd be gold.
I hate this. This is the worst experience of either of our lives.
Gray.
The audience is worse for this.
Who is a
It's the worst day of their life.
So maybe the Rangers? Rangers are blue?
Wait, you're talking about
not
83?
gray.
Oh, fucking Gray. I've given up on Gray. That I'm saying.
For anybody listening,
This
can you
bar graph
describe?
is based on BS.
Can you
Jesse
describe
just
the
put
one-
up a fucking rainbow of extraordinarily similar colors and expected us to have any idea what to do with it.
Why did the
I'm
Leafs
on-
ever allow any team to get close to their shade of blue anyway?
One, two,
The Lightning took the blue.
No,
Or-
but I think didn't they have to ask the Leafs for permission?
I count 5 different shades of blue.
It's not my fault. It's the NHL's. These are the team's main colors. So we're on
sucks.
StatMuse. They have a bar graph of the shot block leaders forwards from last season. We got a blue to
Jail.
start. That's Auston Matthews. We got another shade of blue that's a little different from the first blue. We got gray in 3rd. We got a light blue in 4th, and then we got a darker blue in 5th.
Vegas has got to be gold. It can't be Gray. Because there's a gold later on.
Like the Jets alternate is gray?
The
Kings?
Give me 2.
Kings gotta
you
be-
guys. Give me 2
so,
through 5.
I don't know, Dano or Kopitar?
Yeah, Dano. This is the worst experience of our
I
life.
hate this.
What's 2?
Goddamn Pierre-Edouard Belmar.
Okay.
83?
3?
That's got to be the Rangers. Sorry, 3 is the gray one, right?
Yeah. Who you guys?
Fucking, I don't know, Chris Kreider.
Who did we say?
No,
I
you
have
said
no idea.
No, you had a king.
You had a king. So it's Dano.
Oh,
No.
87?
Okay.
Yeah, and
4.
I say Kopitar. But yeah.
Okay, I'll say Dano.
No, you're filing the same list. Same head.
God damn it!
What do you?
Kopitar.
Fine,
Kopitar?
Kopitar.
Okay.
83 is...
83 is
I think that's a
a light-
Rangers blue.
I'm going to be 43 years old by the end of the segment. I have no idea what fucking color that is.
It's Rangers. Think Rangers.
83? Wait, which 83 are we talking about?
83 block shot.
The first one. The 4.
The lighter blue.
I have less of a lust for life than I did 2 minutes ago.
Okay. you got to
Just
give me an
get a
answer.
name, Steve.
To move on, you got to give me an answer.
Give me a name.
Just
Wayne Gretzky.
Could it be a
I think it's a Jet. A fucking Adam Lowry.
okay.
Okay, great.
5.
Another blue.
Wait, that wasn't.
No, that was 4.
That was
Steve.
4.
That's why I kept saying
said
it's a Ranger
Chris
blue.
Kreider, followed by Adam
Oh,
Lowry.
you didn't say Chris Kreider.
Yes, I did.
No.
Yes, I fucking did.
Maddie,
You said it like
Maddie's saying you didn't.
Yeah, you said it like earlier when you were talking it through, but I was just asking you right now, and you said Adam Lowry. Holy cow!
All right, who is it, Jesse?
Steve doesn't like when he's bad at trivia.
You should play this at a funeral, so that
Yeah.
you feel the profound effect of time wasted in your life.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Are you guys ready for the reveal? I'm gonna scroll down.
If I go
me.
5 for 5, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Matthews,
Suck,
Pedersen.
You suck. and I'll
Elias
never forget it.
Pettersson,
Oh, my God.
Anze Kopitar, Zach Parise.
That's
It was
the
the
Islanders.
Islanders. Immediate jail. And Garnet Hathaway.
Garnet Hathaway from
Garnet Hathaway from the
Navy Blue is the Washington Capitals.
Oh.
Fucking jail! Jail immediately! Fucking jail! I will never forgive you.
The Capitals colors are red and gray and white.
No,
and-
I think their main color is
No,
that
what
dark,
about the
dark blue.
third most common color on their jersey? I ought to kick
No.
everyone's ass.
You know they're the one with the wing on it and everything. That's dark blue.
yeah, the shitty one.
This isn't Stats Muse. This is Stats Abuse. What is that? What
you got
is
one.
that?
You got one. You
got one.
You got a
Hey.
Kopitar, and you almost won with Dano. Thank goodness for Adam.
We won, but at what cost?
You got one. You didn't win.
No, we won.
You very.
Zach Parise.
By the way, I'm just looking at the rest of the colors, and they seem to make a lot more sense. Except for Boone Jenner,
Wait,
which
Noel
is
Acciari?
another shade of blue.
The St. Louis Blues are a navy blue. It's the same blue.
Nola Char's here. Yeah.
Who's maroon?
This one?
Yeah.
That's Colorado.
Okay,
That
that,
makes
makes sense.
That's what I'm saying.
Jason
Benino, what's
Dickinson.
Benino?
Jason Dickinson on Chicago.
Oh, Chicago. That makes sense. Yeah. Nick Bonino's there.
Another shade
For
of blue.
for who? For who? What team is he on? San Jose?
Who did he play for last season? Who did Nick Bonino play for last
Man, who
season?
did? I'm going to look.
It doesn't say here.
I can't.
I
I
keep
can't
fucking
read.
forgetting.
I
Hold
can't
on.
read. I'm blind.
No way.
We got the Kings.
This is so
then we
much
got the
worse than
Ducks.
my best Russian player segment. Jesse, you have no idea.
Believe it or not, Nick Bonino played for the Sharks.
This is
And it's Navy Blue.
no, that can't be right.
Well, it is. He did play for the Sharks. He also played for the Penguins, who have a
Those teams are Navy Blue.
who have a
That's-
navy blue.
No.
No, they don't.
The Penguins aren't that.
You know, I've always
calling the
associated
police.
Sidney Crosby with navy
I'm
blue.
calling the police right now. Non-emergency.
I hope this
I
guy-
haven't ruled 911 out.
That Sharks color is not right. Maybe it's like black because he's not on a team.
I can't even
Stats
decipher
Muse.
the colors.
I mean,
You know what?
lawyer.
I think that's it.
Hold on.
Because they're not on a team. See where it's Garnet Hathaway and it says team and it's total.
Yeah.
That they're all the ones with guys without teams. They're black. Yeah, no, that's Columbus.
Why wouldn't they just have the team that they were with last year?
I
when they put
don't
up
run
a stat?
stat muse.
I'd rather
I'm
talk
sorry.
about a colonoscopy.
I don't run, but it's black.
It's a
I
great
guess?
segment.
Or like dark blue if
was
they're
your last
not on the
physical?
team. I don't know. I'm done.
When was the last time a doctor cupped your balls and you had to pretend that wasn't happening?
What the fuck?
Jesus.
What? What?
It's happened.
And then you have to have a conversation with them after? It's terrible. Anyway.
It's a big day for our friends at ODR Hockey Heroes. This is this video game we've been talking about, independently produced. It's the hockey video game that's like really arcade style, but there is a first-person element to it where you actually have like a story.
Save the world.
There's a story mode.
Yeah, which is very, very cool. Listen, their Kickstarter starts today. This is a independently produced game, like I said. Travel across the country, taking on the hockey gods on iconic outdoor rinks while unlocking new gear and upgrading your players along the way. You can play locally with up to 4 players. It is a lot of fun. We've played it. You can preview it on the STV
Most
channel.
important part about this entire thing, we're in the game.
Yeah.
The 3 of us are characters in the game, which is kind of cool.
And you can turn into a pigeon, which
What-
you could argue is just playing as me.
One single developer, Christopher Atala, is the guy with help of local artists who's put this together. And he's done things like some of the artwork, local artists, there's like different music in it, all done by local artists. It's very, very cool. And, you know, Chris got tired of playing the same hockey game, wanted to create something that felt like, you know, you could just jump right into it, have a really good time, and leave. But also like kind of feels like you were playing it as a kid.
It's such a party pleaser.
Yeah.
We picked it up, played it for the first time, like riding a bike.
Please support Indie. You're going to love this game. And I believe there are demos out for you to play too.
It's delicious.
I want to talk quickly about the Leafs fourth line.
Fuck off.
No, I do. Because we got to look at them.
We don't have a 4th line.
Noah Gregor, David Kampf, Ryan Reeves. That looked like the fourth line to me.
It's
They
like
gotta play a game.
their most solidified line.
Yeah,
Is it?
I think that's the line.
Yeah.
Except one of them doesn't have a contract. It's a
Yeah.
little bugaboo.
Oh, I think well, what's interesting is that it seems like, does Dylan Gambrell, who does have a contract?
Oh, he's a Marley.
Okay.
Like, he's getting waived for sure. Yeah, he's a
Get that Squidward. Marley.
Marley. Oh, yeah.
Pointing. Okay. So Noah Gregor seems like he fits there. If that's going to be the fourth line, if we're going to associate a word or a characteristic with it, what do we do? Because we know Noah Gregor's a good skater. We know David Kampf's good face-off guy, good defensively. Ryan Reeves, we know why Ryan Reeves is here. What are they? And what's the goal? When you send them out on the ice, what is the goal?
Remember when Brian Burke came in and we all became familiar with the word truculence?
And pugnacity.
And pugnacity?
Which I think is a better word, honestly. Pugnacity.
Yeah, underrated. We didn't use it enough.
Punches you when you say it.
Brad Treliving is determined to use the word snot. I've never once heard snot used to describe like aggression or toughness or grit, or there's so many. Snot is so many words down, words that mean the same thing.
Right.
I don't get it, but I would describe that as snot. David Kampf is made of abs.
Yes.
He has abs on his arms, he has abs on his legs, and he has abs on his abs. His abs have abs on their abs. Ryan Reeves is an ambulance on skates. He's so fucking big. I don't care. I don't give a fuck what his course he is. He's so fun to watch. And Noah Gregor, like for what Reeves lacks in foot speed, Gregor's really, really fast.
Yes. Yeah. Surprisingly.
Yeah, Sharks fans were like, "Oh man, he's gonna get like a bunch of breakaways and hit the post." And I'm like, he's on the fourth line. I don't give a shit. If he scores 10 goals like he did last year, great. That's what Aston Reese did. Like if you're responsible defensively, hit a bunch, and don't fuck it up. Hit a bunch, fuck them up, and like chip in the occasional goal. I don't know. Isn't that a great fourth line? Isn't that what a fourth line's supposed to be? Also, like, they're going to be nomads a little bit because David Kampf is always going to have a lot of, like, defensive assignments, and he's going to be out in the last minute, and he's going to be out after a power play or after after a penalty kill, they're going to have to throw at someone else. Like, Noah Gregor could be out there with, like, friggin' John Tavares for a shift or two, you know? No, it's a nice looking fourth line, and I refuse to get overworked by it.
I just want to get your thoughts on
Overworked
it, 'cause, like,
up.
It is a completely different fourth line than we've seen. Even David Kampf was most of the last year. I think he was third line. Right?
No, it's not. Get it?
I get
It's
it.
fucking snot.
I get it.
Sorry, I'm still recovering from that last.
I know it's okay. Guy Boucher also, look for this. He wants chaos in front of the net, particularly on 5-on-5. So where the Leafs have stayed to the outside, haven't driven the net as much, haven't had people in front as much, Guy Boucher's offense is going to be chaos in front of the opposing team's net, and that is going to be fun to watch.
Nylander can score from there. Tavares can score from there. Matthews can score from there. Bertuzzi can score from there. Reeves actually can chip in the occasional goal from there. Like, they're going to be a less, like, even if they're not banging and crashing and fighting and stuff like that, the Leafs are going to be a less fun team to play against in general.
And that's the hope.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm tired of guys who are from here coming in and, like I said,
Having the game of their life.
yeah, having 50 people in the stands and scoring a hat trick. And it's like, oh, what a great story. No, it's not a fucking great story.
The
you
Leafs
should get smashed if you come in here.
The Leafs being bad in the playoffs makes no sense.
It doesn't.
Because they play 82 playoff games. Or, well, 41. They play 41.
Because there's always a player on the other roster who's from Toronto.
Who has the best game of their life. Yeah. And they just hear, welcome to the jungle, like as they're coming through the tunnel. Like, no matter what song is playing.
Well, actually, speaking of, the Leafs goal song debate has reared its ugly head. 5 years it's been "You Make My Dreams Come True" by Hall and Oates.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I wasn't against this at the beginning. I thought, oh, that's cute. But I have to tell you, you mix in COVID and 5 years of playoff heartbreak, and that song gives me shivers. I don't like that song.
What's wrong with turning the page?
Well, I'm wondering what the whole deal is with them holding on to it. Because, like, St. Louis fans had Gloria and Avs fans had All the Small Things. And I understand the want and desire to latch onto a song.
Chelsea Dagger in Chicago for like over a decade.
But you got to, like, win
Yeah.
for that song to be enshrined. And unfortunately, what's happened, whether it's the Leafs' fault or not, however you look at it, there's been a lot of heartbreak with that song. And I'm kind of ready for it to be done.
Yeah, after
Doesn't make me happy.
Like, I still like it. It's all right. I still like that shit.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right.
But
how
the
has
song,
it become such a hot button issue?
Because the song's annoying. Ultimately, it's one of Hall and Oates. If you love Hall and Oates, I love Hall and Oates. It's one of the worst songs in their catalog as it stands. It was a pop radio hit. It's fluff, it's crap, and the whole point of a goal song is to get you more pumped up than you already were. That song does not get anyone pumped up. They're not playing that at fucking Soul Cycle when you're on the 45th minute trying to finish out. It's literally one of the cheapest songs they put out. It's garbage.
If there was like a YTV teens show or like a movie from like the late 80s where they threw a house party and got a phone call that their parents were coming home early and they had to team up and clean up the house in time before the parents came back, they would do it to that song.
Right.
It's not a goal song. It's like, oh, shucks, let's high five as we glue this vase back together. Like, what the give me some action. Make me feel good. Make me feel hyped about this team. But, like, it's just, it's a quiet environment that breeds more silence.
And I think when your fans universally hate something, and it's not all of them, there's the people who are defenders of the goal song for some reason, but when the majority of your fans universally hate something, I think that's time. You should listen to your like. I don't. Maybe the guys on the team like it and everything, but that's for the fans in the arena. And if the fans, the majority of them, don't enjoy this, move on from it. Yeah, it's about their in arena experience, not the guys on the ice celebrating to Hall and Oates.
Listen, get the Arkells on the phone.
No,
and have them write you a song. Why not?
I don't.
Nope.
Do you? Think,
I don't know if that's.
No offense to them. It's not that. It's I think. The problem is when we do this in Canada, we're like, it has to be Canadian artist. Why can't it just be a song that resonates with people? Hey, you want to go with Canadian artist? Take fucking Drake and Future and put Sicko Mode on and it out like a light. That line.
That's Travis Scott.
Or Travis Scott. Sorry, not Future. Travis Scott.
You're old this showing.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care. I'm fucking 35 and I'm a dad. I can't hide it anymore. The point is, like, how great is that line though? Out like a light. It's great because there's a goal light. You see?
Yeah. Oh,
people get fired up for that. There's a Canadian artist. Does it have to be like? Does it have to? Well, guitars and rock and like. Can we do something that resonates with today's generation? And I'm talking people born between the years of 1980 and 2000. Like, why is that? That's the core demo.
That's who's purchasing the tickets.
That's who they are chasing to purchase the tickets.
That's true. No, the people
I just don't
purchasing
get
the tickets
it.
are 70.
There's a reason why Usher's doing Super Bowl, right?
Yes, and it hurts my feelings.
I know. But that's my point is, like, can we not find something that actually gets your blood going?
I want chill lo-fi beats to study to.
Yeah.
That's what I
Do
want.
not make fun of the playlist I
want
listen to.
8 hours of chill lo-fi beats to study to play on the
Matty, yeah?
on the speakers at Scotiabank just over and over on a loop, and the little cat in the window is just gonna sit there and be humble.
Listen.
Or what about Homer Simpson driving?
Oh, that too.
Oh, that's good.
That's a good gift that plays over and over again.
I like
yeah.
the Maddie and I are big fans of the where just like what Jesse described. It's like, it's fall, so you're in a fall cafe, and then the lo-fi study beats.
Yep.
Maddie puts
good.
those on while she edits the show. That's how the show's so chill.
Dude, I like write and do research with that.
There you go.
Yeah, I know.
It's the best.
I feel like that should be the goal song.
You know how much crazy money those
Put it
people
on.
probably make whoever put those up there?
I
It's like you
have
draw
no
one
idea.
nice picture, you put some lo-fi, like nothing beats behind them, and people are constantly streaming.
Why don't you just do it, Adam?
I should.
So easy.
Yeah.
I'm talented. I can't do beats and I can't draw. So it's really hard.
Nah, make it the goal song.
Okay, I want to ask you guys about the 2023 Heritage Classic uniforms. Calgary and Edmonton, they're playing again. What do we think of the jerseys? Jesse, I did send the video so we can have a look at Nazem Kadri and Connor McDavid from the SGPN account.
Let's throw it up.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the Oilers is a homage to the 1952 Olympics, which was an Edmonton team that went because they used to send the entire team. The Flames one is the Calgary Stampeders hockey team of the 50s and 60s. What do we think of the jerseys, guys?
The Flames one's a little plain Jane, but it's good. It's solid.
I like the Flames one.
Yeah, I like
I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, like if I was a Flames fan, I would want that.
Oh yeah.
I figured out the problem with the Oilers one. Because the first time I laid eyes on it, I was like, that is a monstrosity.
Yep.
Horrible piece of trash. How did this get past, hey, I have an idea? But the jersey itself is fine.
It's the captaincy.
No.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even notice that.
It's too much nipple room.
I don't. That's okay.
It's let the nipples.
The ribbon.
No, it's okay.
No. That jersey's the logo's too low, guys. And the
Yeah.
C is too high.
Yeah,
Too much
no.
nipple.
No, yeah, the captaincy's in a weird spot, but the most egregious thing is the ribbon and the number.
No, the most egregious thing, and it's such a crutch of NHL teams, you don't need brown gloves and pants. We get that it's old.
I'm talking about the jersey.
Yeah.
What are you
No,
talking about?
I think the uniform,
You're looking at the aesthetic, the whole thing.
the uniform, because of the pants and gloves, looks completely stupid. The jersey itself is fine. You throw
like-
on a pair of blue gloves, blue and orange gloves, and blue and orange pants. That's a fucking great
You like
fit.
the ribbon lettering with the?
Well,
I'm not a huge
at the
fan
bottom
of it.
of the jersey.
Jesse, if you look at
it's so weird.
If you look at the original Edmonton Mercury's jersey,
Yeah.
which was also ugly, that's how it looked.
Yeah, but
So apologies to Edmonton Mercury's fans, but it was an ugly jersey to begin with. So
Yeah.
they're copying what was already ugly.
Why are you copying an ugly thing then? I think the ribbon thing looks ridiculous.
It's not
and
my
the number
favorite.
on the front.
It's not my favorite, but I didn't even notice that.
What do you mean you didn't notice? It's in the middle of the fucking jersey. You looking at it?
You know what? You just made me like it more. I'm not gonna lie. It's not the number on the back, it's the logo on the front. Well, what about both? It's both. I like that. I imagine everyone on the Oilers had to wear 97. They all know who they
Imagine that was the logo. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Connor McDavids.
They know who they work for.
I think the ribbon looks ridiculous.
I think this uniform could work. Just why are you leaning on the brown gloves and pants? Stop.
Adam, do you like it?
The Edmonton jersey?
Yeah.
I want to like it. I don't think they had a great blueprint by which to make this jersey.
Blue and copper print.
I actually like the brown pants and stuff, and I like when the
too.
Leafs did that with the St. Pat's jerseys. But I feel like if you're going for the true authentic feel, you need to go full Bobby Orr gloves where they go all the way up to your elbow.
Yeah, why not?
Because those old school gloves in hockey actually provided a lot of protection.
Yeah,
and
'cause they had to.
And I think it'd be kind of neat to see them. Let's see you use the Bobby Orr gloves for a bit. That's why the gloves look weird, because they're modern gloves that are brown.
I like the brown.
I like the brown too.
Yeah.
It doesn't. But if you were putting an outfit together, Jesse, would you pick blue, orange, and brown like that? Probably not.
No, but I like that they're trying to do an old school thing. The colors don't really mix, but I just think the logo is ugly.
I think there was a time where the brown made it look old, and now it just looks bad. I don't know. I'm not into it.
I think it still kind of makes it look old school.
Even maybe just the gloves, the pants.
You're really not
What
liking.
are you doing with the pants?
Yeah,
No,
they look vintage.
dude, it completely throws me out. No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
It looks like new pants that are brown.
maybe
Not even brown. They're khaki or whatever. No, man, I hate it. I hate it. The jersey itself is fine.
that's weird. I think that's a weird.
Oh, I know I'm in the minority on that.
yeah. I feel like most of the people don't think.
Yeah.
No, I'm
thinking
going to get
like
flamed
that.
for this big time.
They did Nazem Kadri dirty.
Why?
Why does his picture look like that?
He does look.
You think he took the worst picture out of the two of them?
I think that's the happiest I've seen McDavid look in a picture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
McDavid.
Why
I expect
do
to
we-
look like a robot.
We need to stop making him take pictures. It's
Yeah.
not, it's
He's the
mean.
best
This
player in the
is-
game. Get used to taking pictures, man.
I feel
Yeah,
like
he's
this
not-
is
he's not
normal
good at it.
McDavid.
We're not letting stars off with that in this game.
Yeah, Adam's right.
Listen, you are the star. You're amazing. You're an incredible hockey player. You're going to have to take some pictures. I'm sorry. And you know what? I don't mind. I think he looks happy there.
Yeah.
I think the Nazem Kadri's not looking at the camera weird off into the
That's
distance,
weird.
dead eyes is awkward.
They definitely have an air of kids on a vacation who are misbehaving.
Yeah, the McDavid.
Smile!
McDavid looks like McDavid in every single photo he takes.
Yeah.
Like, but Kadri's he's a good dude. You know, he smiles in photos. He doesn't usually look like this.
We need to Photoshop a pitchfork like for his hockey stick. Because it looks like what's that photo?
yeah, the
American
farmers.
Gothic?
American
Yeah.
Gothic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that I said good dude. Not that McDavid's not a good dude. But I mean, like he usually looks better in photos. Kadri does.
Yeah.
This is
This is
awkward.
it's a bad Photoshop job, and it's also he's overexposed in it because it's white, and then they have too much light on him in the shot, so it's like washing him out.
I
You
think you're
They coulda colored
going
it.
too deep.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think it looks off.
Steve Brown pants hater
Yeah,
over
yeah.
here. It's like
I'm
we're going
going
too
too
deep.
I'm sorry.
I've seen brown pants before. I hate
like-
this one.
When like a third of your uniform looks stupid, it kind of throws everything off.
I've seen brown pants. I don't need to see them again.
Oh,
I
Get
can't
me
wait.
yellow pants.
I've seen brown pants.
I can't wait for the fucking the Ducks. I hope the Ducks play an outdoor game this year, and they have to have a special jersey so they can have 40 different patterns. in it.
Yeah, and brown pants.
By the way,
to
they-
harken back to the long lost year of 1993.
They by the way did fix the patch. We were talking about that.
Yeah.
They
They did.
heard the outcry and were like, I guess we should relook at our jersey.
Maybe we should fix the nipple patch.
Yeah.
They moved it.
We now know some of the places where the PWHL teams are going to play starting in January.
Hey.
The Twin Cities Pioneer Press has reported that they're going to play. The Minnesota team is going to play at the XL Energy Center, which is where the Wild play.
Hey,
18,000 people. Yeah.
go.
Wow.
Ottawa has also confirmed it'll be TD Place Arena. That's where the 67s play. That's 6,500 people.
Let's go.
It's looking like Toronto will be Coca-Cola Coliseum. Also, where the
Hey.
Marlies play.
Let's go. Let's go.
That's awesome.
Walter Brown Arena in Boston. The Coca-Cola Coliseum seats 8,100 fans and obviously is home to the Marlies. In Boston, Walter Brown Arena, which is where Boston U's women's hockey team plays, is 3,800.
Okay, let's go.
And then New York, we're not sure. It might be in Bridgeport, Connecticut, where they've got 8,000 people at Total Mortgage Arena.
Home of,
although some games are likely to be played at UBS Arena, in where the Islanders play. And then there's also a conversation. This is according to the Hockey News, that New York's hockey team could play games in the capital of New York. What city is that?
Albany?
That's right. 14,000 people at MVP Arena.
Former home of the River Rat.
And finally, the Montreal Canadiens. We don't know. Could be where the Laval Rocket play. There's 10,000 people there at Laval Place Bell.
That's good. That's good.
Good. Now, the one thing I wanted to note of this, and this is a cheap shot, and I fully admit that.
Here
All
we
of those
go.
arenas, except for one,
Oh, no.
hold more people than the Arizona Coyotes. And I'm pretty sure pretty sure even Boston College at 3,800 is more than Mullet Arena.
Ooh,
Because didn't they make a bunch of changes at Mullet?
They're close.
Mullet Arena capacity.
It's really close. It's close. I thought they wanted all the arenas to have over 4.
I think ideally they would, but
38 is close to 4.
I think it's this. And listen, it doesn't mean that they're stuck there forever.
No,
It's just, hey, this is the launch year, and eventually we'll get somewhere else. But right now, this is what we can do. Again, everybody's taking there's a lot of people taking the PWHL as, well, it's happening like this, so it'll never change. This league is going to change. Year 1 to year 5 is going to be blistering in terms of the amount of changes that are going to happen because it's a new league. There's no tradition. So there's going to be a lot of things that are tried, some things that fail, some things that succeed, and you got to build on the success part. Get ready.
I am excited to do what everyone does when they go to Coca-Cola Coliseum, and that's go to the Brazen Head afterwards.
There you go.
There's just not a ton around.
It's just the Brazen Head. It's surprising how few bars are there.
It's getting better.
It's Liberty Village. It should be. There is that one that's got the outdoor patio.
3 Brewers?
Not 3 Brewers. Well, maybe 3 Brewers.
I like 3 Brewers.
Jesse, what's the one that's by the parking lot and it has like the big outdoor?
Oh, next to Dollarama.
You know.
I forget.
You used to live
and
there.
what's the coffee place? Oh, I forgot. Balzac. BALZAC apostrophe S. Balzac.
Did you guys see the picture? And I'm going to send it to Jesse here of Sean Dursey, a fan.
The local. That's what you're thinking of.
The local. That's the one. Yeah. Sean Dursey, a fan, and Pete Davidson in the background.
I thought that was photoshopped. You're telling me that's real?
That's a real. That's a real shot.
Is that from Australia?
I don't know. I would assume so.
When would Sean Dursey have taken that photo?
And why was Pete
Coyotes
Davidson?
uniform? Why was he there?
There's so many questions.
There's a
what
lot
is
of
happening?
questions unanswered.
We should
Can
talk to
Pete
Alan.
Davidson come on Asian Provocateur?
I'd like him to. I think he'd be a fun interview.
So, like, how do you do it? I would ask him that with no prior
Sway?
context.
How, Sway? Yeah.
So, like, what's...
And he'd be like, yeah, I know what you mean.
This is strange, right?
I think he'd agree with you.
Yeah. This is strange. How'd...
Can you text
Oh, like,
Alan?
what's up with that?
Okay.
Can we message Alan right now?
Oh, I'll message him.
He
Alan,
guaranteed. He's like, oh,
question.
Peter. Like, he knows him.
Oh, that young man.
Like, on a really formal basis.
Yeah.
Some of the names Alan has pitched for the show, I'm like, fucking... I'll buy you a car if you get that person.
can we?
What?
No. A model car. Like the one on Justin's desk. Yeah. No.
Yes.
Yeah, very, very. It was cool. By the way, all the feedback from the Australian listeners that we have, and we have a lot. It was that it went really, really well at Rod Laver Arena. People were really excited about it, which is cool.
Best prospect in hockey, Logan Cooley.
That's right.
What a goal. That's really good.
Yeah.
I don't know who that defenseman was, but my condolences.
Aussies come out for sports.
100%.
They get up for sports. It doesn't matter what it is. They're like, okay, we're competing. Let's go.
You can hear in real time them realize what they're seeing as Cooley is scoring that goal. Like, the puck hasn't even gone in yet. And they're like, oh, we're about to see some crazy shit. And, like, now you can say forever that you were there. Like, Luke Robitaille was really bullish in the media about, like, when we do these things, when we go on these international tours, you have to make a lasting impact. And, like, that probably made every TV station, and at very least Melbourne, right? Every sports station. Thousands of people are going to be like, you will not believe the shit I saw last night. You don't need to be a hockey fan to appreciate how crazy that goal was.
Oh, it's great.
Logan Cooley
Put on a show.
And did great by the sport of hockey in Australia.
The greatest prospect
We got-
in hockey.
Greatest prospect in hockey for a reason.
If he
Never doubted him.
would
for
you
a second.
would you put a bet on him just as an outside? Because McDavid did not win the Conn Smythe. Sorry, the Conn Smythe. The
Cooley
Calder.
winning the Calders?
Gretzky didn't win the Calder.
Nope.
By
Default. But
by default, but still.
Sydney didn't.
Sydney did.
Ovi took it that year.
That's right.
That's
So
true.
do you put at outs like obviously you maybe you put a little $2 Steve on one of them or on both of them, but you know Bedard you think is the hands down favorite, but Logan Cooley?
I mean,
Wouldn't you
also
try?
he's a year older.
Fantilli's got a good
Tilly looks
shot.
really good, and he's going to
Yeah.
be playing on the top line. Like, all those guys are going to be playing on the top line. I'm trying to remember what the line was for Cooley. It was really funny. I'm pretty sure he's playing with Kerfoot in the preseason.
Really?
Yep.
Well,
Why not?
We had a nice message from an Australian listener.
Did we? Looking for it.
About the games down in Melbourne, and I can't find it.
Okay.
So shout out you.
Send it to our sales department.
It was awesome. Please don't do that. Write it on Discord in the press conference question.
Tell us in sales how much you loved it. Now listen, guys, we've been talking a little bit about Knights Plus, and how you can now watch a Knights game if you subscribe. And what's hilarious about it is there's 70 games on it, so and first round of the playoffs guaranteed. By the way, on Knights Plus,
is it not $69?
$69.99.
Hey!
70. It's $1 a game.
Hey, it's technically less.
Now, the Jazz have their own streaming service, and I wanted to see what you guys thought about this one. Okay, all right. So Jazz Plus.
Jazz Plus?
That's what they're calling it, Jazz
That's
Plus.
such a missed opportunity.
What would you have called it?
And all that jazz.
Or just all that jazz?
Or all that jazz.
I don't get it.
Shorter.
Well, because and all that jazz, it's a very show tuney. There's like a show tune song.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of old, Steve. Jazz Plus is just simple.
I don't get
You
it.
don't know all that
And all
jazz?
that jazz. You don't know that song?
Maybe if I heard it.
Yeah, I think you do.
Yeah.
You must have
probably.
heard
You've never been where the gin is cold but the piano's hot?
Maybe if I heard it.
I hate
That's okay. I think we can move on.
I think it's from Chicago.
I think
Yeah,
if
it's
you
from
just
Chicago.
keep telling the story, Adam, we'll be good.
Oh yeah, I'm railroading. This guy. You're right. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, I should have brought something better to the table. You're right.
Oh, okay. All right, you two. All right. You ready? Now, we did say Knights Plus, if you buy the full season package, it's $1 a game. If you want to buy just a Utah Jazz single game, how much do you think it will cost to watch a single game on not all that jazz?
$9.99.
Jesse.
You said $10. I assume it's going to be something like way too much to watch a single
me too.
game. $15.
It's not. That's not. You know what? It's not that crazy. It's $5. It's still too much, but it's $5.
Okay.
Plus, you get. But there's features that you get with each package level that you buy. Okay. So if you buy a single game, you get the live game and you get the Spanish language broadcast too, which is really important in especially in the Southwest United States.
Yes.
Huge. Okay. For the monthly package, so you get all the live games, you get exclusive content, which I'm assuming is just like their post game, whatever. On demand games, so you can watch the games whenever you want. Preseason games, which is only valuable now.
Art.
And the Spanish language broadcast. What would you get?
This is a month?
If you buy 1 month.
Yeah, 1 month of Jazz Plus. $20.
$50.
$15.50.
15?
15.
Oh, okay.
Not bad.
That's about what Netflix costs right now.
So basically, all the Jazz are telling you is don't get single games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're trying to push you into the higher tiers.
Starting October 25th for the annual package. Live games, exclusive content, on-demand games, preseason games, Spanish language broadcast. On that tier, how much is the entire season going to cost?
So October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So 7 months of the season.
Yeah.
Let's say you don't count playoffs and all that. So we say the season ends in April.
$99.99.
7, and then it's $20 a month or 15. So let's say $80.
$125.50, which works out to $1.50 a game.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
Still more than it's more than the Knights, but also basketball is a more popular sport, so
Why
it kind of
even
makes
offer
sense.
the single games?
Well, I think that's the reason is that
Yeah, okay,
so for people can try it and then they
Sure.
do it. So, but if you buy the early bird special, gentlemen, okay, you get live games. You get exclusive content. You get on-demand games. Watch whenever you want. Preseason games, Spanish language broadcast. You get a Jazz T-shirt and hat, and 2 tickets to a Jazz home game.
Oh, wow.
Now, so that is the early bird special. How much would that cost?
$200.
I'm going to say $1 a game, 82.
You're both wrong. It's somewhere in the middle-ish. Also $125.50.
Wow.
So if you buy it by October 24th, you get the entire season. You can watch it whenever you want, and it's $1.50 a game. And you
That's
can go to
one ticket to a Raptors game.
Yeah.
Raptors ticket is like $100 and something.
You brought me in.
Isn't that? I like that.
You brought me in. I was hostile at first because $5 a game is criminal.
Yeah.
But no,
I think
that's
great.
not bad.
I think
Great
that's a good deal.
That's quite good.
And it also, and I get that, Salt Lake City is a bit of a different animal than, say, a Toronto or a Chicago or whatever, just population-wise.
Lots of soda.
I know that not every team can offer 2 free home game tickets because, but for a market like that, or a market like in with the Suns, where you're bringing people into the game, you're really serving the fans. It's kind of amazing to see. It's kind of neat to see, and I love that these markets are the ones setting that up, because what it's eventually going to force people to do is go, hey. The Jazz reward their fans for watching. How come you're not rewarding me for watching? Right?
Well,
the Knights reward their fans for watching. It's $1 a game. How come I can't get that where I am?
What's the saying? Something like innovation comes from necessity or something like
The
that.
mother of invention.
There you go. So like they need to be innovative in those markets where the other ones are just kind of fat and happy and have all these, lackluster fans because you haven't done a nice thing for them in several decades, but then it eventually they have to adopt it.
Yeah.
Right. So no, good for them. That's
What
good.
I'm going to be curious about
Stop
specifically.
inviting Karl Malone to stuff.
Yeah, that too. Hockey related though, the Knights keeping it at $70. Bill Foley is a master for doing that. That is rewarding your fans, loving your fans. Bill Foley does that. His organization does. That's amazing. Okay. I'm giving him credit, but he owns it. But I'm sure some other people came up with it. My question is, what does season 2 and season 3 look like? How much does it go up? Because usually with introduction, like I remember when Crave launched in Canada, which if you're an American, it's like Hulu. It was $4 a month. I think it's now close to $20. If you get the high-end HBO package.
Man,
They have HBO, right? So it's
all these streaming services like really
so how much
just completely snuck up on all of us.
Of course. So we love this. We love this now. What's it going to be in season 2, season 3, season 4? Is it going up? And you can't answer that question now. We don't know. But it's sort of fascinating.
I guess is it a vehicle for your product to grow in popularity, or do you need to make money off it?
Well, I'm sure they have to do it both, right?
Well, then price is going to go up.
Well, if it's 125 and let's say 20,000 people show up or sign up for it, okay? With the Leafs, if the Leafs had a Leafs Plus, your minimum at your minimum 20,000. There'd be so many people that sign up for that. So you make 125.50 times 20,000 equals only $2.5 million. Now you say, oh, $2.5 million is a lot. That is just over Calle Jarnkrok's salary.
It's not enough.
So it's a question of how much money can they then make off the advertising revenue that goes along with it. And advertising budgets are much bigger than subscription budgets, right? Advertisers pay a lot more.
In a recession too.
Yeah, absolutely. Curious about that. It's going to be fascinating to see on the business side of things.
I want to see a new idea that appears cool at first to work. You know what I mean? We've just seen
You got to
so
tinker with
many
things. It's hard.
Yeah, it is. Trying and failing at something is fine. But I'm just so tired of, here's this cool thing and it's next to free. And then before you know it, you're paying like $15 a month for Netflix. And you're like, when the fuck did this happen?
Yeah. But listen, you can't miss out on Love is Blind.
Sound a little jaded, Steven.
Yeah.
What shade of jaded am I?
Blue or darker blue?
Am I royal blue? Sky blue?
Arrowhead
blue?
Stadium, where the Kansas City Chiefs play, has announced that they have a new menu item. It's chicken tenders, brackets, Taylor's version.
With seemingly ranch?
That's funny.
Because they, Taylor's version.
Does it come with seemingly ranch?
Ketchup and ranch.
Hey.
But here's the thing. They drizzle a little of the ranch on the chicken. Now, I don't like my chicken fingers pre-drizzled.
No.
No.
I thought this was America.
Yeah.
I'll send you the
Give me the freedom to choose.
Jesse, I will send you that just so you can have a look. Now, maybe that was just art dressing, but they actually they put it in the same suite to promote this as Taylor was photographed, Travis Kelce's suite, I guess.
Taylor Swift has a gross domestic product.
Yeah. Oh no, there's been legitimate articles about how her tour might have saved a heavier recession.
There's no way they serve it pre-drizzled. You can't do that to people.
I hope not.
No, that's cause for backlash, and they should ban anybody who drizzles your food for you.
I don't think they took this photo far enough away. What is that?
Yeah, it's not a great shot.
It looks like it's a picture of the sink.
That's funny.
Who took this photo?
Yeah, they got to zoom all the way into these.
I thought these were chicken fingers.
Now, they look good. They look like good chicken fingers.
Yeah, they look fucking hearty.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's a meal. Now, I want to ask you guys a question. Have you ever been asked about your star sign or anything else pertaining to that and your partner's star sign and your compatibility with them? Have you ever looked that up?
Ages ago. Oh, we don't give a shit about the compatibility thing.
No.
I don't.
Well, after what, 15 years together?
16.
I don't think you need to.
Yeah.
Fine.
I'm a Pisces and she's an Aquarius. What is?
I don't know.
Should we get divorced?
But the reason I brought this up is you think you're a fan. Steve thinks he's a fan. You think you're a fan of whatever you're a fan of, whatever team. You don't know shit about being a fan.
Wow.
And I'm telling you this because Taylor Swift fans are next level. I want to introduce you to the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce star chart.
You're getting hoodwinked.
Why am I getting hoodwinked?
This is an astrology person who's doing this to get notoriety through Taylor Swift fans.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's
all right.
see if it worked. Scroll down to the likes.
Mm-hmm.
I need to see.
There you go. 15 million.
Fuck.
Yeah.
15 million
listen,
views.
I'm still not wrong because she did get the attention. Why?
Yep.
Because Taylor Swift fans are crazy.
100%.
And they're and passionate, and I respect it.
Yeah.
Now, apparently, according to the chart, his Libra Sun and Mars boosts her 11th house of friendships and community. His Scorpio Venus conjunct her Scorpio Mars, meaning electricity for them both. His moon and her sun are hilarious, and their connection feels best friends meets lovers-esque. His last breakup revolved around his ex being a spoiled brat, according to this person. I know nothing about that, and him not wanting to foot the bill or be embarrassed by her antics much longer. His mom and family couldn't stand her. Meanwhile, this second house pileup indicates they both bring their own to the table. His Saturn
house talk.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like
any
Adam, Game of Thrones.
Listen,
This sounds
House
like
Baratheon.
this sounds like you're picking a bunch of words out of a hat really fast.
I'm reading the tweet. They have the same path as far as soul purpose. Living by example through human connection is exactly what they embody. Do you feel like you know more?
No.
Do you feel smarter?
Fuck no.
Do you feel happier?
Absolutely not.
Are you angrier about this or Stat Muse?
They are both just tallying up to be the worst day of my
Listen,
life.
I know that there's a bunch of people listening to this who are like, listen, I can't stand any of this shit. But I think it's hilarious. And I think it's kind of funny. Why not? Can we just have a little bit of fun? These two they're gonna date for like 3 seconds. They're gonna break up. She's gonna write a bunch of songs. Fans are gonna break it down. Just enjoy it.
Taylor's got a movie coming out in 2 weeks. She's one of the best promoters in the
She's
entire.
got a movie coming out?
She's one of the best promoters in the entire world. Do you think she's not going to show up at an NFL game, the biggest TV product on planet Earth, to get some of her name out there a little bit?
Damn, you're right.
But her promotion is being.
Yeah, yeah.
She's not like,
It's good timing.
oh my God, Travis, are you coming to my movie?
No.
She fucking showed up to a football game, had chicken fingers, watched her boyfriend score a touchdown, and they drove off together. That's it.
She's as good.
She had a normal day.
She's as good at self-promotion as she is at music. She's one of the best marketers on planet Earth. And you don't think it's convenient she'd show up to this and everybody's talking about her 2 weeks before she got a movie coming out?
And her boyfriend gets to talk about that crazy weekend on his podcast.
Yeah, no. The clip's going to go viral.
Love it.
Wow. Okay. All right, Jesse.
How do you know that?
I was listening to one of my favorite podcasts, and they were talking about it. And it's a fantasy football podcast, actually, so it's had nothing to do with anything.
That's great.
but
See,
it's
we're not the only ones.
no, everybody's talking about it, obviously, but then you do a little digging, you do a little reading.
Somebody lastly put together, before we do the press conference, put together a Steve Dangle podcast Spotify playlist. Jesse, I just
nice.
I sent you the TikTok link, and you need to blow this up on the big screen because there's a specific way that they do this, and I think you're going to love it. It has to do with our intro. I thought this was quite creative, and I have seen other people do this, but not with us. Are you ready?
I need to see this.
Okay.
Can't do anything.
Hang on. The TikTok on web is just painful.
What the fuck? Puzzle? What
Okay,
is
start from
going
the beginning. Starting from the beginning, and
You want me to play it?
yeah, you can
sound?
press play because it's our intro, so we licensed
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so he's looking at stuff.
The arrow. There you go.
Steve P. The Steve Dangle Podcast with your hosts, Steve Dangle, Adam Wilde, and Jesse Blake.
That's crazy.
if you can't see what we're talking about, they took the intro that you just heard and they found a song that matched every single word that is spoken by the big announcer voice.
What's the song SDP about?
I don't know, by Mr. Bridgewater.
I thought it'd be
Back at it, woo. SDP.
Travis Scott's got a song called SDP, but I think it's SDP bracket interlude, so you couldn't use that one.
Damn.
That was very smart.
The Steve Dangle Podcast.
There's the Spinays. Who's that brand that has a group song called Dangle?
I don't know
That's
if
funny.
I know any of these artists.
I don't know either, but I just thought it was kind of neat. What a cool video, right?
Adam by Alex G.
And Jesse by Charles Wesley Godwin.
Oh.
And
Blake by the Joe Bowden Project. Travis Barker, Yellow Wolf and Twista.
Okay, let's
and
go.
Busta Rhymes, Let's Go. I know that song.
That's a good song.
I worked at the zoo with.
We got Rihanna in there.
I worked at the zoo with a guy who was on a song with Twista.
What?
What? That's
Yeah.
sick.
You did? It's Beaumont from, Beck Motley from Airplane Boys was on a song with Twista. I think it was in a video game.
And he worked at the zoo with
He
you?
worked at the zoo.
That's sick.
Yeah, he used to freestyle at parties. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Dude, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, holy shit, you're on a song with Twista?
Damn, you got some hip hop stories. You bought Papooses fucking
Mixtape in New York.
in
yeah.
New York when you were 16, and then
Yeah.
2 years later he's on a song with Jay-Z.
Socrates lived on my street. I grew
Right.
up 4 houses down from him. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
Canadian rapper. I don't expect
Canadian
everyone
rap
to know.
royalty. Excuse me.
Rapper and producer.
Yeah.
Also
And
a
Leo.
member of Big Black Lincoln.
There you go.
Leo, future rapper.
No, I hope so.
I don't think so.
You never
He
know.
talks a lot.
You never know.
Maybe you're right. It could
Do
be.
a press conference?
I think we're good.
Are
for
we good?
today. Yeah.
Wow, we haven't done a press conference in a while. Sorry.
Yeah, because you keep filling the show with
sorry.
awesome things.
Sorry. Well, let's wrap it up.
Oh, yes. Adam filled the show. Much like Connor McDavid filled his pants, and that's why they're brown now. And also, we talked about 50 Shades of Blue.
You're the one who took it that direction.
That is true.
You
I
did.
don't like the pants.
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake. Connection complete.